How's it going, everyone? The Commander Legends Baldur's Gate Commander deck Mind Flayarrr has just been announced, and we're bringing a whole new horror to the table. My name is Chris from One More Game MTG, and we're going to go over the new pre-con that is black, blue, and filled with massive horrors. Now before we begin, I'd like to remind everyone of our free access Discord where we talk all things about Magic. You can also find us and connect on Instagram and Twitter. Can't wait to see you there. Additionally, if you wish to support us even further, you'll find an affiliate link to the TCG player in the description down below. Now let's get to that deck review. The face commander for this deck is Captain Froud. It is 3 blue and black for a 3/6 horror pirate, and it reads, horrors you control have menace. Whenever a horror you control deals combat damage to a player, that player mills that many cards. At the beginning of your end step, choose target artifact or creature card in an opponent's graveyard that was put there from their library this turn. Put it onto the battlefield under your control. The main thought of this deck is about stealing artifacts and creatures from your opponents and taking them for yourself. To make this less of a feel bad, Wizards have made the restriction to just a permanent from a graveyard to reduce the feel bad effect, and it has to be placed there on this turn. I genuinely like how this deck is already within a Dimir, as it has great mill and reanimation packages already set up. These options give great baseline to this deck. Adding in the horror sub-theme, giving all horrors menace, it just gives a great form of evasion for a new sub-theme many of us have been waiting for a very long time. Now if you don't want to run this as the main commander, the secondary option is a background pair. The combination includes Zealot's Sanity Flare and the Haunted one. Zealot's Sanity Flare is a 2/3 horror for 2 and a blue. It has Hive Mind. Whenever a player mills 1 or more creature cards, you create a 1/1 black horror creature token. It also has the activated ability of pay 1 and tap it. Target player mills 3 cards and choose a background. Haunted one, 2 and a black for a background. Commander creatures you own have, whenever this creature becomes tapped, it and other creatures you control that share and creature type with it each get +2/+0 and gain Undying until end of turn. This is an incredible combination because the synergies work together beautifully. My personal favorite of these two will be the Haunted one, as it enables so many other commander options in multiple other color combinations. I love when they put things together like this because one by itself might not be the perfect option, but putting these two together, you now have the synergies to put out a bunch of 1/1 little horrors, and then simply with the Haunted one, after the actual Zealot's activation, give them all +2/+0 and Undying to all other horrors. That's a pretty awesome synergy. Most often in the community, we are excited to see new reprints in the commander decks, more often hoping to see the high costed cards be reprinted to make it even easier to purchase. Now let's go over the best reprints in this deck. First is Nemesis of Reason. It is a 3/7 Leviathan horror. Whenever it attacks, defending player puts the top 10 cards of his or her library into their graveyard. This is a card that did see a lot of play back in the day, and it's pretty awesome to get a reprint because it really hasn't seen one in that many years. And additionally, being able to mill 10 simply on the attack trigger is pretty awesome. So paired up with this ability from the commander is insane. Then we have Haunted Horror. This is needed to see a reprint in a very long time. It is a 7/7 black trample horror. When it comes into play, put 2 3/3 centaurs under the battlefield under target opponent's control. Yeah, it's a little bit of a downside, but you have a 7/7 beater with trample. That's great value right there. It's also great to see Hullbreaker Horror getting reprinted so quickly. It is a 7/8 Kraken Horror with flash and cannot be countered. Whenever you cast a spell, choose up to 1. Return target spell you don't control to its owner's hand, or return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. This has so many combo-centric synergies, it's pretty awesome to see this be reprinted so quickly. Next is Curtain's Call, 5 and a black with Undaunted. It costs 1 less for each opponent. Destroy 2 target creatures. It's a great instant speed removal spell, and it was sitting around waiting to be up there. It was almost $10, around like $6 or $7, so it's pretty awesome to see this be reprinted. For as little as -3 for the overall cost, that's pretty insane. Then there's Memory Plunder. It costs 4 Dimir. You may cast target instant or sorcery card with an opponent's graveyard without paying its mana cost. The amount of upside this could lead into is a massive win. And it's simply very easy to cast in this deck because we're playing straight Dimir, so Dimir. There's no problem with that at all. Then there's a card I've been just waiting for a reprint. It is Pull from Tomorrow, X blue, draw X and discard a single card. This is a great way to dump in all of your mana at the end of someone else's turn and just get serious value. Then we have Leyline of Anticipation. Did not see this coming through. It is 2 blue for an enchantment. If it's in your opening hand, you put it on the battlefield for free, which is insane. Then you may cast spells as though they had flash. A lot of the times the Leylines you don't expect to come out of the blue, but they put in a lot of work, especially if you get it out right from the get-go. An incredible addition they added to this was Black Market. 3 black for an enchantment. Whenever a creature dies, put a charge counter on Black Market. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you add a black for each charge counter. I did not see this being reprinted in this set, and I'm pretty stoked that it is. Then we have Reflections Litajara, 4 and a blue for an enchantment that when it enters, you choose a creature type. And whenever you cast a spell of the chosen type, copy that spell. There's nothing more epic than having 2 mill effects off of 2 horrors in a single turn. Doubling up all of your horrors is going to put in so much work. What's even better is to reduce the cost. We have Herald's Horn. It is something that I've been looking to get reprinted for a very long time. It's used quite often, so it's awesome to see a reprint. Herald's Horn is 3 generic, and when it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Creature spells of the chosen type cost 1 less to cast. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. If it's a creature of that chosen type, you put it into your hand. That's like an extra little draw on top of it. Yeah, it's a scry ability on top of it, but it also has a reduction cost, which is definitely epic. I am so stoked to see that be reprinted. So what do you think of the new Horror Mill Commander? I'm quite excited to build a Horror Tribal deck myself. Like, I love Tribal, so having Horrors now is insane. Now that is my quick take on the new Commander deck. With so many other new cards and reprints, I'm always excited to have a new pre-con deck come out. I hope you enjoyed reviewing this deck with me. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to check out our Instagram and Twitter for new updates to come. Everything is listed down in the description down below. And remember, one more game is just never enough. Peace.